I'll tell probably something that a lot of people will look with big eyes. What is he saying right now? If you would be at innovation, you probably would be doing that people are not thinking about, or they don't need to have it at the moment, right? So I think there's a big difference in doing innovation just because of innovation, or you do innovate technological, but also on a workflow. And this is where things get real. And this is the border of where it's really nice to do things, right? You cannot just build new things and expect that people will use it or that it will ever be used because, well, maybe something else will happen in reality. So there needs to be this good match between, in theory, it will be this, and in practice, we're doing that. And
Yeah.
it's the bridge between the two. You know, when I first started in 99, and I can say it because I told it to the colleague, and he went on pension a few months ago, a few weeks ago. And when I started, I was trying a digital effects engine in the studio because at some point I needed to do the support and I had no clue how it was working. So imagine there's maybe a political show, they call, they say, Willem, you need to fix it. And I wouldn't know, would be horrible. So I was playing with the device and the colleague said to me, Willem, is it working? I said, yes, of course it's working, but I need to know how it works. But come on, seriously, is it working? I said, yes, until now it is. If it's working, don't touch it. Well, this is maybe the way you did it in the past because it was a working thing. If you don't touch it, it keeps on working. But this is now
Yeah.
not the way how you should react in future. So you should be able to break it and then make it and try to live with it, understand it, how it breathes. And if you say, no, we'll do a small proof of concept and we'll take it into production, then people who need to support it, they will leave it because it needs to work. So there needs to be the right balance again between people that need to support it and want to know how the whole thing breathes and how it works and how it operates, between getting it into production. If you say
Yeah.
no, it's a proof of
And
concept or it's an IP lab that we're never going to use, then nothing will happen either. So you need to find the best balance again for the two sides to work on.
yeah, and I think that is a gap that is something sometimes missed. If I look at my own situation where I introduce new technology in a VRT or in a media ecosystem, and I try to convince people to experiment, there's always the gap where and it's good to have a kind of idea of what it could be, but I think what sometimes is missing is between the embracing new technology and really the period where you can break it. It's actually trying to break it and use it in all the different situations that is typical in a media situation. If you would compare it to camera gears, where you say, I'm first going to take it along with the to the Mount Everest, make sure if it stands the heat, the cold, and everything, and try to see where the edges are, because I think unfortunately the big difference between an IT environment and a creative industry environment, you have your life. No one will allow you to have, oh, we're going to reboot, we're going to update, we're going to wait for 30 seconds. Sorry, this is a bug, it's not going to work. It's a completely different user experience. People are used to turn on their TV show, go to the stage, go to theater production, the lights go on. They don't allow failure. And I think that is
Hmm.
where the whole digital skills is under a lot of pressure. And you have people who are passionate about their old material because they know when they're going to break it, and they touch the boundary, but they have no clue at all with that type of insecure IT environment, how it's going to behave. And that's why they don't want to touch it, because in the end, no one will allow you to have a kind of, oh, we're going to reboot, a timeout, no news today
Yeah.
because we're on an update. Oh, no, we're going to postpone the show. I think that is something we tend to forget. Huh?